Welcome back to the Wolfcast podcast, everybody. I'm the Tru Alpha, here with the talented May
Hi!
and my brother from another mother, Fang.
What's up?
Today's topic is Easters of the past.
Ooh.
Yeah, just pretty much the Easter shit today.
Trying to get
Happy
caught up.
Easter, everybody, for those who celebrate it.
Yes, happy Easter.
And if you don't, happy day.
Easter. Yay! I think one of the best times for kids in this time is just like Halloween. It's like, oh, we get candy, lots of candy.
And then just before they run out, there's Easter.
I
are
never
Yeah.
cared about the candy on Easter. I always liked getting the real cheap, like dollar store toys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like you knew they were the cheap dollar store toys. You know they didn't come from Walmart either as a kid. Or they came from like the clearance aisle of Walmart. But they were always fun for that day.
Oh yeah.
Because they would be broken by that day.
Yeah, because like you would do
Especially if you had a
something with them.
brother or something.
See, me, I didn't never really like. I tried to take care of my toys as much as possible.
I mean, I did too, but
them.
Nah, it was. I remember like the foam airplanes and like not the good foam, like the big fucking foam airplanes. I'm
The
talking
ones that were
about
like three
the
pieces and you build them and then
yeah. Because
Oh.
I for a while as a kid, I got the real giant styrofoam airplanes on Easter,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved them things. 'Cause, you know, you throw them and it would catch a gust of wind and go flying, and you'd get a good couple hours of playtime out of those. But then after a while, I started getting the regular like plush foam ones,
Those tear
where
so
it's just like
easily.
where it's just like the body of the plane, and then you take the wings and slide it through a slot in the body.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like those things didn't fly for shit, and when they did fly, they were probably broken by the time you got to.
this is on topic, off topic, but like I just feel like the toys back then are 120,000% better than the toys they have out nowadays.
Oh yeah.
I'd find that argumentative only because of the toys back then. You know, we had our comic book characters, Batman, Spider-Man, so on, and we still have them, but the quality is definitely different.
Yeah, I think the
Well,
quality is the main thing.
I think I could sit here and like look back now and be like some like the action figures, maybe not like when I was like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but like when I was like 13, 14, the action figures would look like the actors in the movies. And now
Hmm.
like someone who collects action figures still to this day, like I I go and look at action figures from time to time and I'm just like, no, they don't.
It's not the right
They look
thing.
almost cheap.
Yeah,
Like the
it's
Legos, like even the Legos have gone downhill. I remember like getting Legos as a kid and like would build it in a day and it would look like whatever the movie was, or like, and they took time to build and they were fun to build and play with. And now like you look at Legos now and it's just like they don't even try. They're just like, this is $50, but it's only 100 pieces. No,
Mm-hmm.
I could get the whole Hogwarts castle for like 70 when I was a kid.
I didn't ever build anything like that out of Legos, so I can't say I've noticed a difference in Legos.
I
Like
had an
when
ex
I
that did
when I had
comics.
when I had Legos, I built whatever the fuck I wanted. Like my parents and family realized not to buy me the, build the Hogwarts castle thing because I wouldn't build the Hogwarts castle. I
Well,
didn't care about building the Hogwarts castle.
I had like the bucket where you could build the random shit, but then like
Yeah.
one Christmas I got the Hogwarts castle, and I come to find out, like there's always like promotions on the back. Well, now that you have this one, here's this, and this that
Right.
goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have them all. I had literally fucking all the Harry Potter Legos from like movies 1 through 3.
You had the DLC of Legos.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, I think it's just they're either ingredients are becoming obsolete or health hazards, like we don't use lead paint anymore.
Thank goodness.
Just certain things are making quality of toys go down.
I mean,
Like also, I don't know. I'm trying to get off the topic of toys because it's
Right.
Easter themed. I
well,
was gonna
there's,
say like,
there's toys of Easter. I mean,
yeah, but like I I got two things, and I'll say one. We'll talk about it, and then we can get back to the other one. But like, I don't understand why we give out candy on Easter. Like, I guess
Just
I probably
tradition.
knew, but I probably forgot. I just don't understand. Like, because Easter is something bigger than that for the people that celebrate Easter, the reason why it's supposed to be celebrated. But like
I
then you
have
just like
something for
walk out
that.
there and there's like a bucket of candy and it's like,
Oh, I
why?
can tell you why. It is believed that the end of Lent also has a role in the popularity of Easter candy. Many Christians swear off sweets for Lent, meaning Easter marks the first day in over a month that they can eat chocolate. So most years Easter yields the second most candy gifts given, only behind Halloween. So it's because of
Yeah.
Lent and people cut
It's
out,
it's a it's an obsolete thing that has gotten overflown by just tradition at this point, where we do it as a traditional standpoint, not rather as what it was intended as.
Well, people still do their Lent though.
I
Oh
guess
yeah,
a
but
lot of holidays have just like been washed out and like
because people are getting like the current generation going into holidays, we don't care about tradition.
True.
it's like Easter is something, but we do the candy thing, and then yeah, like Halloween's obviously something else, but
Samhain,
we
Mhm.
Samhain,
dress
sorry.
up and party and hand out candy, and
Actually,
then
actually, Halloween is still relatively close to the traditions of Samhain,
Mhm.
the originality of Halloween, because in certain areas back in the day, they would dress the children up as ghouls and ghasts and witches because it was believed that they would scare the actual beings back into the underworld, and the kids were rewarded with sweets for their heroic deeds, quote unquote.
yeah. And then like Thanksgiving and Christmas are two different things, but like we do two different things. Like I agree with you though. I feel like Halloween's like really the only one that's like relatively close.
Once May does her nerdy portion of Easter, I've got a nerdy portion if she doesn't touch up on it.
Okay. So
Because the original, the absolute original celebration of Easter is something I can stand behind.
so we have entered the nerdy portion of the podcast. So let me move my mic a little bit. so Easter is one of the principal holidays or feast of Christianity. It marks the resurrection of Jesus 3 days after his death by crucifixion. For many Christian churches, Easter is the joyful end to the Lenten season of fasting and penitence. On Good Friday, Jesus Christ was executed by crucifixion. His body was taken down from the cross and buried in a cave. The tomb was guarded, and an enormous stone was put over the entrance so that no one could steal the body. So, why do we call it Easter? Why is Easter called Easter? Saint, I believe it's Bede or Bede, Bede, the Venerable, the 6th century author of Historia I'm so sorry, Ecclesiastica Genitus Anglorum. Basically, it's the aesthetical history of the English people. Maintains that the English word Easter comes from Estore or Estra, the Anglo-Saxon goddess of spring and fertility. While Easter is a time when Christians celebrate the resurrection of Christ, a few aspects of the holiday were adopted from ancient pagan rituals that celebrated the resurrection of life in the spring. So yeah.
But why the fuck is the bunny the mascot?
So that's actually the funny thing about it. Hang on, I just fucking had it. Hang on. I clicked away from it.
I got it right here if you don't.
Yeah, go for it, because I can't find where it was.
The exact origin of the Easter Bunny are clouded in mystery. One theory is that the symbol of the rabbit stems from pagan traditions, specifically the festival of Estre, a goddess of fertility whose animal symbol was a bunny.
Her name is
Also,
pronounced Ishtar.
Ishtar, thank you. Rabbits also are known for their energetic breeding and have traditionally symbolized fertility. So
Yep.
that's why. Because they multiply like rabbits and, eggs. Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, eggs representing fertility and birth and whatnot. I believe the old celebrations were through sex and drinking, like a lot of good pagan celebrations.
Yeah.
So, like that's how Yule was celebrated with sex and drinking. Fuck it.
Yeah, we have that we talked about that in our Christmas podcast too, and how Christmas was banned. If you haven't checked it out, check the link up here in the corner when it pops up saying check out the Christmas podcast.
Yep. Because it's funny how a lot of these holidays, Easter, Christmas, and Halloween all have pagan roots,
Mm-hmm.
or at least were inspired by pagan holidays, and just how over time the originality of the celebrations were taken away.
But now I remember growing up, my dad would always make me. I gotta make sure our son's not around so he doesn't hear me. I think he's upstairs in his room. My dad would always hide my Easter baskets, and I had to go find them. So, well, find it, not them. You know, I'm a fat kid, but I wasn't that fat. But he would always hide my Easter basket from me, so I had to go find it. So that's some really, really fond memories.
It's more like
for me.
he probably hid it before Easter, and then like forgot where he put it.
No.
He's like, "Fuck it, the kid can find it."
The kid can find. I don't remember the hell I put it. Fuck.
That's what I would do. I'd hide the shit and be like, "Ah, shit, where the fuck did I put it?" Yeah, the Easter Bunny must have hid the Easter basket. Better go find it.
Better go find it, honey. Where did I put it? Oh, I slept since then.
I don't think I ever believed in the Easter Bunny. Like, I think that I just knew that like there would be a basket of candy or a basket of something there. And I mean, I don't know who did it, but I never believed in the bunny. I believed in Santa Claus for the longest fucking time because and you could laugh if you want, to anyone who wants to laugh, just woke up and saw someone in a suit in my house, whether it was one of my mom's friends, my brother's father at the time, whatever it may be, he was there. But I don't think I've ever believed in the bunny or no, I believed in the tooth fairy.
I believed in the tooth fairy until I caught my grandma, because I'm like, the tooth
Hey,
fairy.
just a heads up, I believe Ryan just walked downstairs.
No, that was our roommate.
Oh, okay.
But no, I remember I'm like, I put my tooth underneath the pillow and the tooth fairy didn't come, and I heard my grandma go, oh really? And then she shuffled off into the bedroom, and then she thought she was clever, but she left her glasses behind. I'm like, okay, I get it. I was like 10 at the time, so I'm like, man.
Yeah, I stopped believing in Santa Claus the year that my mother, my brother, and I didn't have a place to live, and we were living with my best friend at the time and his mom and dad. And I was like, so how is Santa Claus gonna know we're gonna be here? And she was like, oh, he'll find his way. And then like I was like, no, the fuck he won't.
No, the fuck he won't.
And she was like, well, how do you think he gets his presents? And then like I saw them wrapping the presents later on that night, and I was like, yeah. Parents are liars.
Yeah.
I think I was like 5 or 6, and I saw my dad stuffing my stocking. I'm like, oh well.
I don't remember how I found out that all that shit wasn't real. I don't recall. Like, I know I definitely believed in him at one point in time, but past that.
Sorry, I gotta get off here.
Huh?
Lady just went live on Twitch.
Oh yeah, yeah, she's live right now.
Good. I'm like, why? What happened? Is everyone okay? You have me freaking out for no reason, you dick.
Hey, watch your tone when you talk to me.
I can't watch my tone. I can't see it come out. So,
Actually, another side note.
Fangirl over myself.
This is way off topic, but I wanted to bring it up. You trying to get me to growl last night.
Who?
You.
Oh. Well, yeah.
Not gonna happen.
No?
I muted my mic several times in practice, and I was like, no, not happening.
Let's hear it now.
Hell no.
It's alright. I've been trying to teach my buddy Grizz how to growl too, and it's funny. It's hard to describe too, because I don't think about it. I just go, and it just happens.
It's the back of your throat is all it is.
I can do it. I just feel like I'm a little embarrassed. And then like someone who I don't even know how to say this, like, because I've never seen Lady in person. I can't say I'm attracted to her.
Oh, I can't. Well, yeah, I can. I can do it from my phone. Hang on. Okay. So you now have a role that is normally hidden in my group, and it should have allowed access and shown you a bunch of different things.
The anticipation.
Yes.
All he hears, holy fuck.
I saw that, and then I saw my sister's tits, so
yeah.
that's awesome.
And there you go.
And you didn't see them; they were covered.
They're there.
They're there.
Yeah, they're there. It's nothing you haven't seen before, so.
By accident, I have to reiterate.
Okay.
It's by accident. He was nosy and looked at my phone when he shouldn't have.
You were sitting next to me and reached across. Fang was on the other side of me.
Well, it's your fault for looking over it when I was showing my husband.
Well, 9 times out of 10, it's a fucking TikTok or a meme. So of course I'm gonna be like, "What's that? Oh, tits."
Titties.
And Fang knows I love boobies.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh, shit.
so what I was getting at, now that I can say I'm attracted to her,
Alpha has a crush.
yeah, I'm not gonna do something. My voice just fucking cracked.
Puberty is so hard. I know, Alpha.
Fuck you. I went through puberty 16 years ago.
Apparently, you're going through it again.
Anyways, so I'm not. I would be embarrassed. Not to mention, there's like a hell of a lot of people in there, and then say like the one time I attempt to do it, and it just comes out like Simba at the beginning of Lion King.
Rawr. What made me practice a lot in growling was growl singing.
Oh, I can growl. I'm just embarrassed.
Oh, I can growl.
Well, it's
I've been doing it
like
since Teen Wolf aired.
I remember the first time you heard me growl. It was with the girl who I now consider to be my sister, and we were at Pizza King.
I don't recall this story.
We were in the booth because Pizza King had those booths, and I don't remember why I growled, but it was the first time you had ever heard me growl. And you were terrified.
You were terrified.
I think that's because I was still learning about a lot.
Yeah.
It was like the beginning of all of that.
Goodness gracious, pardon me.
I thought you were growling. It was just
No.
perfect.
No.
No, I mean, there might be a night where I get more drunk than normal, and it happens.
Oh, I got fucking wasted
You always
last
get
night.
wasted every time you drink.
To the point where I was laying on the floor and I was comfy, and Lady, bless her heart, was like, here's a lap pillow, and basically it was like I was laying in her lap while everybody was talking around me. And then Broom came back and was making fun of me for laying down.
Yeah, I had to get off because I was just having issues and I was getting tired when I got off. So I don't know why my headset was being stupid. Like, that's so irritating.
It almost seemed like a connection issue.
I don't know.
No, like, I can honestly say that, like, buying the VR headset, I genuinely 100% bought it to buy or to do the boxing thing. Like, just to practice boxing, even though it was VR boxing. But like, I was like, I'll probably join the VR chats here and there. But like, I genuinely like all week wait for like next Saturday. Like,
Yep.
it's so fun, and it's
Wait
gonna
till
be
you
so
join me.
weird. Go ahead.
Wait till you're able to join me on a Friday night. I know both of our schedules right now are kind of making Friday nights impossible. But like, say when your vacation starts and I have that Friday or that Saturday off, the Friday night parties are fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't do the Friday. I don't host the Friday night parties. I don't know who exactly hosts it, but I typically join off of Menial Spite and No Signal UK. I'll join on them, and they're always in a big ass party world, and there's tons of people, and we're all talking, and we're drinking.
Then you have Mo Exler pop on. Shut
Oh, yeah.
time.
I was actually really happy a couple weeks ago when Bo Exler hopped in, and I was like, yes, the legend is here.
Fang has officially become a partier because he had Bo Exler, and then now last night he had a DJ.
I had a DJ last night, which was awesome, and then I met somebody. I need to run into him again. I need to find him on Discord or something. He's on my friends list in VR chat, but he has been in the same worlds as Lolathon and Moon and all these VTubers, and it was just amazing seeing, because like I've watched all of Lolathon's videos.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen I've seen all of the avatar Lolathon uses. And watching this guy in a world that I was in, that I was hosting, turn into these avatars that Lolathon uses, I was geeking the fuck out.
He really was. It was adorable.
Because, it was amazing.
But like, back to what I was getting at is this like, I don't know, like I just never thought that I would enjoy joining the VR world and being in it for so long, and like that's why you see me like when I go off and I'm like laying back and sometimes I do doze off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get off. It's just so fucking fun, and I pushed myself too far last night because normally Saturdays I get off work, I come home, take an hour to 2 hour nap, and I can make it till 1, 2 o'clock. Well, I went out to lunch with a friend and I didn't get my nap, so like I was sitting there just like, no, I want to keep going. Everyone's here. Stay awake.
Grandpa
But-
Alpha didn't get his nappy nap.
Yeah. I took a nap. I got home from work early, and I was like, I could stay up. I could stream. Get a couple hours in streaming and do all that shit. Let my trackers charge. I got home and I went, actually, if I don't take a nap, I'm gonna be dog shit tired.
You took a long nap too.
I slept from 9 a.m. till 3 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Worth it.
longer than that.
Worth it.
Absolutely worth it. And even then, I feel like had I not laid down on the floor, I probably could have stayed up longer.
What did we learn?
My feet hurt.
Just sit down. That's what I do.
No.
I sit down because I know my feet hurt, and I'm like, I'm gonna need to sit down.
I sat
I
on
don't-
my yoga ball for a little bit, but
And also
I'm gonna keep that
being
comment
in
to
this
myself.
like VR world with the people that are in there, whether you care for furries or not, it's your opinion. It's just really like I've said it before, it's changed my perspective on the whole world and like the atmosphere that they give off and everything, and just
it's different.
some people got a different side of me last night.
Oh?
Like Kai was making me
Go on.
do things that I didn't think I would do, and I don't know who the other person was.
Probably, what were
The
they?
Eiffel Tower thing.
Oh, Render. Render.
I
Yeah.
love Render. He's adorable.
Render's.
I've always joked around about Eiffel. I was like, back in the day, like you have all your friends, and you're like, your friends like, you guys talk about sex and shit, and like, three ways, da da da, and like the conversation got brought up. I was like, yeah, I could never. Like, well, no, the conversation got brought up. Oh, I could never have a three-way with any of my friends, and I was like, if I had to pick, it would be Smeagol because we would make a joke out of it. Which is wrong because obviously there's a woman involved or whatever you like, but like Smeagol and I would just, it would be a joke to us. Like it would just be like, yeah, we're really fucking doing this there, bud. But like I couldn't have like a three-way with you or Scuba Steve. It would just be really weird.
Well, your actions when Render was between us the other night was.
Look, it's been a long year and a month.
It's been a long year and a month.
Not counting.
And Pamela Henderson can only do so much.
Yeah, even when Rosie and her 5 sisters come over, it's not enough.
Render's adorable, and they're the ones who've been teaching me how to work the hips in VR.
Honestly, I think I got like 4 or 5 new friends on VR last night.
So,
Mhm.
you just real quick change the subject. You know when men are having sex, doggy or not doggy style, but like missionary, they are literally twerking.
Huh?
When men are having sex, it's either doggy style or it's missionary. They're essentially twerking when they're having sex.
No.
So yeah.
No, I disagree with that 100%. I don't make a twerking motion, I make a thrusting motion.
Yeah, you bend your back out, thrust in, bend your back out. You're twerking. Congratulations.
But my ass don't move like that.
Well, I think first you have to have an ass to have it move like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of asses,
You have an ass. I love your ass.
I don't. I lost all that weight and fucking my ass went bye-bye, which is fine, but still. It hurts when people are like, you don't even have an ass. I'm like, okay, I don't care, but now that you mentioned it, I do slightly.
My feelings.
I do like this black and red.
Right.
The red on the swords throwing me off, though.
Well, it's supposed to be just on the tip,
I'll
not
fix
the
it, hang
entire
on.
spike.
I remember you saying just the tip, but I
Yeah.
might darken it a little bit to make it look like it's dried and aged a bit.
Yeah, that'd be the idea, because it's supposed to be blood, essentially.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
that's...
Kai sounds so different in VR versus, like, when I played Fortnite with him.
He sounds the same to me, no matter what. But out of everybody that I have met when it comes, like, through streaming and whatnot in the community that I'm a part of, Kai has been the one to spend the most time with me when it comes to gaming. Like, I'll occasionally play with Grizz and Kez and all them, but, like, for the most part, on an almost daily basis, Kai is involved somehow. So he sounds the same to me.
Well, you've probably played with him more. I talked to him that one time, or last week in VR, and then played Fortnite with him this past week, and then VR last night.
It could also be a mic quality thing, because you know, his headset mic compared to his Oculus mic might make him sound different. I know people will enjoy my index mic. They think I sound better through the index microphone than I do my headset microphone, which has made me very tempted to just turn the index on, set it on my desk, use it as my microphone. Because, you know, if it sounds better, fuck it, might as well use it.
Right. Or
And I know earlier when I was playing with Kai, one of his buddies started out using his webcam mic, which sounded fucking terrible. And then he switched it over and he used his index as a microphone. And so I know it can be done, whether or not I want to do it. You know, it's a...
You can be taught. Sorry, I had an Aladdin moment. Just, you can be taught.
Anyway, I think Easter was kind of a fleeting subject here.
No, I've been thinking that for a long time. I was going to mention at the end of the podcast that we should probably just not do topics anymore.
Well,
We can do
topics.
topics.
Yeah.
We probably shouldn't do topics that we don't have a lot of shit to talk about on, such as Easter.
Well, I mean, it's not. I mean, if we were more, you know, religious, I could see that we could go on longer about Easter.
Well, even if the three of us were more religious, I wouldn't want to talk religious on a podcast unless we were, you know, branded as a religious podcast.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to go with that because, like, growing up, I know you said you don't want to talk about it, but, like, briefly, but growing up, I believed that, you know, God is great. There is a God. I still think that there is, but
No, don't start.
God.
I don't know. Here recently, I've kind of just, like, lost my faith, and that's scary to say, even, like, on a podcast that doesn't get views that much.
Well,
if anyone's listening, but, like, it's even to, like, tell other people, like, you know, no, I'm losing my faith, you know, like.
So, for clarification, rather, I don't care about talking about religion or religions on the podcast.
I'll talk about it all day.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me. I don't want us to turn it into a religious podcast where we say, you know, talk the good word and, you know what I mean?
I'd be out.
Yeah.
Have you heard the good word?
Not
Yeah,
knocking
cookies.
it. Not knocking anyone who believes.
Oh no, fuck
whatever they
televangelists.
believe.
Oh yeah, no.
But I don't want to sit here and talk about religion and God for an hour once a week. That's not who I am.
I agree with you. But on what you just said, fuck televangelists.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean?
Televangelists, they're those guys that you'll see them on TV or something and they're talking about God and like
who's
how
that
you
guy?
that
has
narrows it down.
The world's biggest church.
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah, he's a televangelist. He's also
Fuck him.
the biggest fucking piece of shit in the world.
Yeah.
Because there was literally, I guess, what would you call it, an episode or a day of his
driving
little
his Lamborghini.
Yeah, and he was bragging about how he's got 3 Lambos, 2 private jets, and then had the audacity to ask his audience for more fucking money.
And this is why we should tax the churches.
I disagree with that.
I don't.
But not for. So the reason I disagree with it, if you get rid of separation of church and state, then the church has the power to implement religion across the board.
There is a separation of church and state. That's why there's supposed to be a separation of church and state, so the church can't dictate what the state does.
But if you start allowing the state to tax the church, you get rid of separation of church and state.
They're essentially a business. They have to get taxed. They don't pay for food. They don't pay like when I used to work over across the street, they would come to our store, get a whole bunch of stuff, and say, "Oh yeah, it's tax exempt." So they wouldn't get taxed.
That's where the problem is. You have to find that balance of they shouldn't be allowed to take in money outside of donations, and that's it. If they're outside of the church, if the priest walks out of the church and he's done for the day, his shit should still be taxed.
Yeah.
Sure, don't tax the church as a building. Sure, it gets exempt from property tax. Whatever, fuck it. But the problem is you have these televangelists that are buying Lamborghinis and then using it as a tax write-off because God wanted them to have that Lamborghini. And therefore it's a tax write-off and they're avoiding taxes. It's literally tax evasion, but it's not because the church is separate from state. There has to be a balance. There has to be a rewrite to the rules that still keeps church separated from state.
I don't mind the people that go and knock on doors.
No, yeah, the door knockers are fine. They're doing what they want to do. Fuck them. They're a mild annoyance at most, and you can always ignore them.
What's funny is that Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate Halloween because they don't like people knocking on their doors. And
they're like, a lot of them are really, really nice. Like there was one day I was out skating, like skateboarding, and like I was just like going up and down the roads, and they were just having conversations in between houses with me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I didn't know what the fuck was going on because I was like 13, and they're like, ah.
It's like I always tell people, I don't have a problem with religious people. I have a problem with over-religious, hypocritical people.
That try to shove it down your throat?
Yeah, that try to, deep throat me with their religion. I'm like, hey, I'm not into that. I'm into a lot of things, but that ain't it. You don't see me telling you to worship the goddess Nyx and sacrifice your firstborn to the moon.
Did you sacrifice your firstborn to the moon?
No. Because I'm not a fucking heathen.
Just a wolfie.
Yeah, just a wolfie.
Just a wolfie.
But no, it's like you don't have to shove your religion down people's faces. And I actually saw, to quote, what's his name? He does a late night talk show. He's one of those comedic late time.
Oh, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, James Corden, Seth Meyers.
I think it's Seth Meyers. I don't remember. But he said, and scientifically speaking, it's none of your fucking business. And what he was talking about there was trans people. At the time, it was like he was like, people like this, people do this, and science tells us this. And then at the very end of his entire rant, he went, and scientifically speaking, it's none of your fucking business what other people do. And I was like, you know what? You right.
I don't know if that didn't sound like something he would say, but I don't watch him that much, so.
I don't remember who exactly it was. It was your typical, he wears glasses, sits behind a desk, and tells jokes. That's all I remember.
Wears glasses. It would probably be Dave Letterman.
Before he retired.
Yeah.
No, this is a guy who's still going to this day.
Well, I know Kimball, Corden, Fallon.
I used to watch Corden a lot.
Corden's fucking hilarious.
I wonder if
None
I
of them were.
Find it.
Seth Meyers, I don't think wears glasses either. Ellen's during the day. I can't think of the black guy who's on Comedy Central. But I don't think he wears glasses either.
I don't know.
Conan doesn't wear glasses.
It wasn't Colbert. It wasn't Seth Meyers. It wasn't
Colbert. That's the guy on Comedy Central, the black guy, right?
No, he's white.
He's the white guy.
Who
It wasn't Conan O'Brien. John Oliver. It was John Oliver.
There you go.
I recognize the face.
Or I always like the quote is that religion is like a penis, but no one likes to have you shoving it in their face.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to find the meme. Well, I can't even call it a meme, but yeah, here it is.
Trevor
It says
Nolan's the guy I'm thinking of.
it says some transgender people do undergo hormone therapy, hormone therapy or sex reassignment surgery as part of their transition. Some do not. And interestingly, their decision on this matter is, scientifically speaking, none of your fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked up that John Oliver. I don't think I've ever seen him before in my life.
I think he's actually a British late night talk show host. I think he also did a bit on televangelists. So
Enjoy.
So
Those eyes are sick.
with right, because his pupils are going to be pretty much gone since he's demigod form. So it's going to be like how May's are, how she doesn't have pupils in this form. They're just I mean she does, but they're just like glowing orbs.
Is this like Super Saiyan forms of your?
So through canon and lore that she and I have created over the course of these characters being existed, May is a goddess.
Yeah, this is her goddess form.
So that is how she looks as a goddess.
And so this
through
is him.
some weird fuckery, Fang is her child and would have a demigod form.
Yeah, she essentially bequeathed it to him because he's not biologically her son. He is adopted. She adopted him from her former husband that she fell in love with and married. So, by all technicality, they're not related, not whatsoever. Just basically by marriage. And so, she imbued him and his sister with part of her essence, basically making them her champions. And in doing so, bumped them up to demigodness.
Yep. So this would be Fang's demigod form.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the book and the sword you see on his hips there, are not. They have nothing to do with his demigod form. That's just him.
Mm-hmm.
He carries that sword around, and that book is how he can respawn.
Is your sister still alive in this?
Oh yeah.
Universe?
Yeah. I just don't have. They're twins. They're twins. So how Fang has the Triskelion on his left pectoral, Sarah has the Triskelion on her stomach, and it's also inverted. But other than that, they're pretty much both pure white wolfies with the Triskelion and gold streaks in their hair and paw pads. They're twins, and about the only way you can tell the difference between them is Sarah has tits and longer hair.
And doesn't her Triskelion also go on her stomach though, like right
here? It's inverted and on her stomach,
So, which is actually kind of funny if you think about it. Like the actual, like you remember watching Da Vinci Code, right? How you have so technically this would be the male form and this would be the female. I think is how they talked about it.
Backwards.
Is it backwards?
Yeah, the regular looking triangle is the male, and then the inverted pointed down is the female.
Okay, so yeah, there you go.
Never seen that movie.
Oh, it's great.
I
think I've seen it once, but didn't care for it that much. It's a good movie. I didn't watch the second one. And
Angels and Demons is great. The third one, so they're not they're not making a third one. Quote.
No. They're making a spin-off series for Disney Plus.
Oh, that ain't what I'm talking about. There's a movie coming out that's literally the Da Vinci Code, but it's not the same actors. And it's not called the Da Vinci Code. And
I thought you were saying there was already a third one, and I was like,
it might be out. It might be out by now, but I've seen it last year, and I went, that's just the Da Vinci Code.
People are pissed off because I think they're bringing some characters back, but they're not bringing back Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage wasn't in the Da Vinci Code?
Oh, what am I thinking about?
You're thinking of National Treasure.
National Treasure.
Yeah.
I thought National Treasure was so boring.
Everything I was just talking about.
The idea behind it.
National Treasure.
Yeah, the idea behind National Treasure I thought was interesting because there are secrets that our government hides from us. And we know some of them are true. For example, there is a book that only the president can look at. We know it exists. We know it's real.
Just we ain't
Getting
seen
to it is incredibly unrealistic, but we know it exists. We know there is a hidden pathway in Mount Rushmore.
Oh, is there?
Yes, there's a legitimate door. Like, you can see it. There's a pathway leading up to it, and you can see the door that's in the side of Mount Rushmore.
It's probably the president's panic room.
I don't remember what I think it is a bunker of some kind, but they're not secret. We just don't know what's in them. Like, we know they exist. We just don't know what's in them. It's like the Vatican. We know the Vatican exists. We know the Vatican archives exist. We just don't know what the fuck's in there.
Yeah, because they keep that shit hidden.
I want to know what's in there. I want to know real fucking bad what's in there. Like, if they told me I had cancer and I was dying in fucking 2 weeks, I'd be booking a flight to the Vatican. And I'd be getting into them archives.
Like, are you having a religious experience? No, I want to see what's fucking in there.
let me in. Sir, we can't let you do that. What are you going to do? Shoot me? I'm already dying. Fuck you.
Dying. Let me in.
Look, let me look at it, let me read some of it, and then shoot me in the back of the head for all I care.
Right, I'm already dying anyways. Just let me see it.
That would be my what is that group where you're on your deathbed? Is it Make-A-Wish even when you're an adult? That would be my Make-A-Wish. Let me see the Vatican archives.
Just let me look at it.
Wait till the day before I die, and let me in.
Let me in. Let me in. I'm mad because this.
I was just signing an I don't know. What the fuck
Innuendo.
Innuendo.
No.
It's in both his endos.
Oh my.
An NDA or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, MDA. Isn't that a MDA? Isn't that a drug?
Not M. It's like an NDA or NU. I don't fucking know how to say it. But like,
what is it?
So like, say like your favorite artist lets you listen to their album months before it came out, like before they're even finalizing the process. You heard like the rough cuts. You sign like a document saying that like you can say, hey, yeah, I listened to it. It was amazing. But if you like, hey, he says this on it, or you leaked it and recorded it and leaked it again or whatever.
It's a privacy disclosure act.
Yeah.
Is what it is, effectively. I know what you're talking about. It's privacy disclosure. But it's basically, there was a streamer who actually got in trouble, and I'll talk about it because I didn't sign a contract saying I wouldn't, and it's their fault for letting this footage hit the fucking internet anyway.
Yeah, okay, my bad. Real quick, it's NDA. That's what it is.
NDA, okay.
Non-disclosure agreement. Yeah. Okay.
Non-disclosure agreement.
All right, proceed. Please.
So
Proceed.
the streamer that I am referring to signed an NDA on a game. He wasn't allowed to stream it. He wasn't allowed to talk about it. You know, he was just allowed to play it. To see, you know, they wanted his opinion on it and all that fun shit. And he got on his stream after the fact and was like, hey guys, you know, I can't really talk about it. I just got back from playing a certain game and it's really great. I can't wait for it to actually come out so you guys can enjoy it. And then like later on in the night, he just said, fuck it, I was playing GTA 6 and it looks fucking great.
Oh shit.
He broke his NDA and he's in trouble right now because he got, apparently, if the video is true and the rumors are true, he got the right to play GTA 6 before it had even been actually officially announced. And according to him, it is 100% done. It is 100% ready to play, and it looks amazing.
I fucking hope so. They've had enough damn time.
It's apparently been done for 2 years.
Probably we're just working out bugs and kinks and stuff like that, maybe.
I hate it when they work out, but I don't know if Alpha remembers this, but GTA 5 had a bug, and I hate that they fixed it because it was harmless. It was one of them harmless bugs that you do for fun. It didn't give you an advantage over other players. It didn't give you more money. You know, it didn't do anything. It was just fun to do. You would go up to a door. You needed 2 people to do this. You would go up to a door or a gate in GTA 5. Your buddy would press their body up against the door while it was open, and this would cause the door to freak the fuck out. Well, if you, while your buddy was making the door freak out, drove a car towards the door while it was freaking the fuck out, it would yeet the car across the world.
Oh,
You would
yeah.
go flying into the air or across the map, and it was just something real fun to do.
It's a magical pony flying
That's
through the
exactly
air.
what happened. Is just you were like, hey, boing, and you were gone.
That's
And
funny.
then you would have to just wait as your buddy casually fucking made his way back across the world so
Yeah.
you could try it.
Or you would have those weird moments where like it would yeet you into the straight up into the air, and then you could fall back down and not die
Nice.
because it would like reset your y-axis in the game somehow. But it was
Remember-
it was a real fun glitch, not game breaking at all. And again, it didn't give you any advantage, and Rockstar got rid of it. Like, why?
I don't think it was a glitch. I think it was in the game. But one of my favorite things that I found out is when you could go up to that hill and find like the haunted body or whatever.
Yeah, that's a feature because there's an entire backstory behind that. I don't know if you and I ever talked about it, but there's an entire backstory behind that ghost that you
Yeah,
can
there's,
find
like-
in the world.
It was
Huh.
like she like went on a date or something, and
Yep.
then like they
They never found
Oh.
out who killed her, but if you
Yeah.
go to the hill at midnight and you go up to where the ghost shows up, she'll disappear, but it says the name of who killed her.
Huh.
You can't really do anything with that information. It's just a fun little
Easter
thing
egg
to
kinda
do.
thing.
Yeah, I'm dumb excited for GTA 6. It'll get us back on there and playing something different and new.
Oh, I'd love to play GTA. If we play GTA 6 nearly as much as we play GTA 5, like
I really miss
We had
playing
hours
GTA
of fun.
5.
I had a moment where Alpha was with me. I think it was Alpha, Schmiegel, and Scuba Steve, and we were doing the heists when they first released the heists. And I was in charge of
I think I
flying
know
the
what this
plane.
is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was in charge of flying the plane because you had to like break into the jail, and like 3 people would drive the bus, get the guy, and then the other person was the getaway driver in the plane. Essentially, while they're down there having the time of their lives, shooting prison guards and having an all-out gunfight, I'm just flying a plane. Like, that's all I'm doing. I'm flying a plane around, avoiding the police helicopters, and I have to land it when they're ready to go. There was a moment, mind you, this is when Alpha and I worked third shift. So it was probably on a weekend. It would have been like 1, 2 o'clock in the fucking morning.
He's
And I'm
upstairs above me.
Yep, I'm upstairs above him, and I'm flying around. I'm doing my part. They're doing their part. And then the next thing I know, I'm opening my eyes.
Snooze kabooble.
And the plane is nosediving towards the ground.
Oh god.
And I went, ah! Fucking like corrected it and tried to straighten it out. I think I ended up crashing. And you're only given so many lives on those things,
You're
but
getting
if
3, I
some
think.
no, you're given. It depends on the mission. Some are given 2. Some you only get 1. It just all depends on which heist you're doing.
Mm.
But if a mission critical item is destroyed, you just lose.
Oh shit.
I think
So,
GTA is
When I
like
blew
my
up the plane, we lost.
I think GTA is probably my 4th most in money game I've spent.
Yeah, it's definitely my 3rd or 4th. Because it would go League, Apex, Advanced Warfare, GTA for me.
Me, it would be Fortnite, Pokemon Go. I'd say Advanced
no, Advanced
Warfare.
Warfare. Yeah.
But Pokemon Go is probably up there now. But then it's toss up between second place for Pokemon Go and Advanced Warfare. I spent too fucking much money on that game that only lasts a year. Is stupid. And then GTA.
Yeah. When GTA
GTA's
6 comes
up
out,
there.
I'm getting it.
GTA's up there because not only of the shit I bought in the game, I
But
was
how many times
advocate-
you bought the
Yeah,
fucking
I was
game.
advocate on like if we didn't play it for a couple weeks or a month or so, I was like, there's no need. I can just make the money back and get money back on selling it to GameStop. And then like everybody's like, let's play GTA, and it wasn't just one person who was like, let's play GTA. It was like everyone got together without me and was like, hey, we should play GTA since Alpha doesn't have it.
That's why you shouldn't sell it
But
in the first place.
it's
Well,
I used
see,
to sell them all the time. Now I
there
can't.
was a
Like I have all my games on my system.
there was a thing too. At one point in time, while I lived with him, I was like, "Hey man, just buy the digital version of GTA 5. That way, yeah, you can uninstall it, but when we all get that
Oh
wild hair
yeah.
off our up our
Oh.
ass to play it again, you don't have to rebuy it." So he buys the digital version, downloads it, and
Mind
it
you,
doesn't
back
work.
then,
Oh
back then,
no.
GTA took damn near 2 hours to
Oh,
download.
it was massive. It took 2.5, 3 hours to download. So he waits while I'm up there having the time of my life playing GTA 5. He waits for it to download. It finishes his download, and he's like, "Dude, it's not fucking working." I'm like, "What'd you do?" Like I immediately blamed him because in my mind it should have just worked.
Right.
So I go down there and I completely force close everything. I restart his Xbox. I load up GTA, and I'm like, "What do you mean it's loading?" And it was technically it would load up the beginning sequence, which gave you a top-down view of the map.
Mm.
But that's all it did. It wouldn't go any further. It just stayed right there and froze.
Huh.
And after
Well-
fucking with it and fucking with it and fucking with it, he just went out and bought the fucking physical copy for like the fourth time.
Well, he should have gotten a hold of him. Like, hey, I bought this. It didn't work. Like, give me
Oh,
my
I
money
tried.
back.
Yeah, Microsoft doesn't care.
Mm.
You're only
Well,
allowed like
I don't
one
think
or
I
two
reached out to
refunds.
Microsoft. I think I reached out to Rockstar.
It
And
was
actually, Rockstar
known issue.
support tweeted me out or tweeted back at me. Obviously this was years ago. I don't remember what they said, but they essentially were like, it was like a, sorry, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, it was a known issue that just happened with games. I think I figured out what causes it a while after that, and it was like if your download was ever interrupted or if there was ever a stagger in your internet while it was being downloaded, it would cause issues.
And then
And there's not really yeah.
after that, once I finally figured that issue out later on in life, I still have this game, right? Never sold it. Still had it. There was like a 2-week period where I couldn't log into the game. Just would not
Yeah,
let me.
it wouldn't let him. It would say like failure to authenticate or some shit like that.
Hmm.
His account just didn't exist.
So mind you, yes, I have a lot of people I game with now, thanks to your community. But like back then, it was literally like you, Smeagol, Scuba
Scuba
Steve,
Steve, Brady.
and then Brady and a couple maybe like 1 or 2 people from work.
Hang on, what was that guy from Destiny? Mr. Meow Meow Meow.
Yeah, I never played with him, but yeah,
You played
But,
with him,
like-
that's how we met him.
we played in an online match with him. He was in the same game, but we never like.
I thought we
knew
played
him.
with him more after that, like in
No, we ran
Destiny.
into somebody in Call of Duty with that same name, and we got excited.
That's right. We thought it was Mr. Meow Meow Meow, because Mr. Meow 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 was a fucking legend.
But on a different note too, or back to GTA, I have GTA on my Xbox. Like, I don't have the disc. I have it online. So somewhere along the pipeline, it started working again.
Yep.
But yeah, listen to your friends, kids.
Yep.
Don't
I
sell
have
your
GTA.
games.
I have
Listen to your
GTA
friends within
5
reason.
on my computer.
I don't. I won't buy it again until. I'll
Nah,
just get
come
the next one.
on.
No.
Come on.
I need to actually update my Xbox One. I haven't updated it in I don't know how long.
Well, it's because everybody you play with got off of Xbox One.
Yeah.
mean,
to,
I can
need to
hop
find
on
out
my
how to play
Xbox.
Viva Pinata on my computer because I love playing Viva Pinata.
I can get on my Xbox and play GTA with like Scoop
You can
Steve
play it with
and
you can play it with me. It's crossplay.
oh. Well then.
Load it up,
Yeah.
boys.
I'd have to download
Where we
it again.
dropping, boys?
I'd have to my first time after because I couldn't get my accounts to sync, which kind of pissed me off because obviously my Xbox account has a lot of money spent on it.
Mhm.
But my first time loading into GTA 5 on the PC, I ended up running into a hacker, and he had like a $10,000 bounty on it, and I'm sitting there going, "Oh, I want that money." So I started chasing him down, and while I was chasing him down, he eventually just started dropping money bags behind him. He was a hacker because you can't do that. So I just kept following him around, and he just kept dropping money. I ended up coming out of that with like $4 million.
Fuck.
I went and bought myself a fucking penthouse and 2 cars.
Yeah, I would have spent all that money before I knew like they could have taken it away or something stupid.
Yeah, the second I looked at my money, I was like, all right, have fun, dude. You get to live. Fuck the 10 grand bounty on you. I've got fucking 4 million. I turned around. I went and bought the exact penthouse I have in Xbox. I bought the exact two of the exact cars I have on Xbox. Like, I bought some guns.
I don't know if my Xbox is still on auto renew because like I use my Xbox for like
Dude, I've been
Netflix
wondering the
and all
same
that.
fucking thing because Ryan uses my Xbox, but I haven't been getting charged for Xbox Live. But he still has Xbox Live.
Oh, I think Xbox did something different. Like they do like a I can't remember. I don't want to sit here and say something and it be wrong, but it's like they did a different plan or something. I think Xbox Live's actually like free or to an extent or something like that. But I would be like, cause like I get on it to watch Netflix and stuff or like whatever streaming services on there, and I use it as a glorified DVD player. So
Right.
I don't know if like when I pop in a DVD or I'm on Netflix binging or whatever, if it's just updating the games and whatnot. If not, I would be scared to have to go back to my Xbox and just update
Download everything,
everything.
update. Yeah.
Because like I have everything on a hard drive, but like actually I can tell you that no, everything is not updating because the only thing on my Xbox memory is Fortnite and the streaming services.
Right.
Everything game wise is on my hard drive, and I unplugged my hard drive because it was essentially running my Xbox without it being on. And I was like, nah.
Not
Nah,
a fan.
man. So we're coming up at the end of the podcast, but I did want to ask Alpha at least because May has joined me in this movie world already.
Hmm.
What would it take to get you into a movie theater world in VR chat, Alpha?
I was honestly one of those Saturdays I was gonna like I think it was like the first Saturday when it was like just like 4 or 5 of us in there. I was like, let's go watch a movie, but I didn't want to like ruin the vibe, so I was like,
Because like typically throughout the week I'll load into that just because I'm bored and like Apex pissed me off or something happened and I don't want to play games anymore, but I still want to do something. I'll put on the index and I'll go into that movie world and like I watched the producers and then Shadow joined on me, then Grizz joined, then Kai joined, and we started watching Balto. And then just Sunday or Monday, Kai and I watched In the Heights, and May joined in on that towards the end.
Good movie.
It's a fantastic fucking movie. I know I need to sit down with Kai and watch Hamilton, West Side Story, and then I need to make Kai watch The Producers.
I would not watch Hamilton. It's good, don't get me wrong. I liked it. I finally, after like several people telling me to watch it, I sat down and watched it one night when I didn't have internet.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched it on my phone. Um, it was good. Everything about it, the just everything. I don't want to ramble on because we are coming
Right.
up on time, but it's fantastic. It's just so damn long.
It's 2 hours and 30 minutes.
That's too long for.
Let me introduce you to Les Miserables, the
Look, I
three and a
watched
half hour
Endgame,
fucking movie.
and I don't even want to watch Endgame again. That's the thing with movies is like you two know me, so you guys
Yeah.
know I'm a huge movie person. I watch movies all the time.
No.
Obviously, if the movie doesn't attract me within like the first 30 minutes, I'm in and out of it. Like the movie's still going, but like I end up getting on my phone and it's on the background and I'm tuning into it. But like also, I think a good quality movie is anywhere up to about 2 hours. If it's surpassed 2 hours and it's not like keeping me glued to the seat the whole time, I lose interest.
You
I
know,
can't watch a
wait.
2.5, 3 hour movie.
So did you like The Producers?
Yeah, but I watched it in increments.
Okay, because that's a 2 hour and 10 minute movie.
No, see, like that's fine, but like if I know like it's like a 2.5 hour, 3 hour, like Spider-Man No Way Home is a 2 hour and 20 minute movie. Obviously,
Okay.
I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I'm gonna love it and watch it. But that had me glued to my seat, even watching it the second time. But like if it's like a movie that like caught my eye from the trailer and I'm watching it and it's a 3 hour movie, I get bored. But sorry for getting off topic again, everybody. Fuck it. Next
Yeah.
week we have something cooked up for you.
Yeah,
Well,
Said
I
it.
see. I see what you did there.
topics are hard for us,
Not for me.
especially
I
things,
like topics.
especially things we don't have too much info or outputs about.
If I would have had more, if I would have had more time to do some research on our topic, I would have had a whole lot more than just the small snippet that I had.
Well, stop being so busy.
Well, it's also the thing of we don't want to be reading from a script. It's our own personal
It's not
shit.
reading from a script. It's just the first part of it is just, hey, this is the actual backstory history of it, and the rest is just our interpretation. That's what it is.
Right. So it's about 20 to 30 minutes of discussion, and then we're out of it.
I mean,
so you can do the research, like the nerdy part, the nerdy portions are fine, but regardless of how much you get from that nerdy portion, isn't going to change the fact that we don't have much to talk about on the subject.
Can I give a fuck? What's how do you say, like a
words?
Let me say something and see if you guys agree with it. That's what I'm getting.
An
at.
opinion, okay?
Yes.
Go for it.
I get an opinion. I say, and if you guys agree, if we don't have like a topic come like Tuesday or Wednesday, that we do like our just bullshit chit chat,
chilling.
whatever. But whatever we talk about in that podcast has got to be the title.
That's
like
fair.
what we've talked about in our little side group chat.
Or like whatever is like predominantly taken over the because obviously we're going to talk about a bunch of different things, but there might be something that takes up a larger portion of that time.
Yeah.
And we'll make that the title.
In the previous one, I scheduled it. Who's that podcast? We were talking about We were talking about Pokemon the most. That's why I try to find ones that we do talk about the most. Sometimes I'm just like I'm tired. My brain doesn't want to work.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever need help with titles, just ask.
We could the three of us could come up with something relatively simple.
Right. I just do the just chilling because no one else gives me any feedback. So I'm like, I'll just do just chilling until Alpha's like, well,
nobody gives you any other feedback, but you don't ask.
I shouldn't have to ask. Like, hey,
how do we know you're having problems if you don't tell us?
It's just like what I said before, though. Like, if I was like watching my favorite YouTuber, and by like, even within like, say I've been watching this person for a year, if it's like the 7th time they've said the same title, or well, I can't even say that. Like, YouTube's different. Like, if a podcast was named the same thing 7 times and we've only had 39 podcasts, it's gonna be like a.
Because of this, I've got the title for the stream that I'm gonna do after this podcast.
Great.
Insert generic stream title.
Insert generic stream title. Goodness gracious. We appreciate you guys watching us. We appreciate the love and support. Check us out on our Patreon. Join us in podcasts. We have polls, one-on-one meetings. With our podcast, also, we do shout outs of your names when you follow us. So art lessons for me, all that stuff that's so much fun. You can join us on our spring. Basically, it's our merch store. You can do socks, clothes, cups. We have a bunch of students.
Nothing else. We have nothing else other than that. There's nothing else. Do not pry into it.
We do have the Notice Me Senpai Fang as well.
No, you do not.
And I'm working on getting the Fat Alpha put up there and all that jazz.
No,
so
you do not.
use WolfCast20 to get 20% off your order. Go ahead and just follow us on our W as well. It is formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. The formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, including the patented Neurofactor. And what I found out is that Neurofactor is actually from coffee Arabica, cherries. So it's pulled from actual coffee. It's got no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, and no fillers, and no artificial color, and it's diabetic friendly.
Nope.
Remember, at 100 subscribers, we will be doing a live stream of me doing Alpha's makeup. So we could also
We're like 55 away. Fuck me.
We could end up on that same time doing a makeup podcast, talking about how makeup came to be, how makeup's changed through the years, while I'm also doing Alpha's makeup. So help us please to get 100 subscribers. It would be awesome, and I'm excited to do it.
And
so
Fang's also excited to record it, and
right.
I'm not excited
to
fucking sit there.
Record it. So follow us on all of our social medias. You have Fang and Alpha on Twitter and Twitch, and me everywhere else. We love you guys.
Follow us on YouTube. Follow all of our Twitches. Get the shit going. Make it happen.
Make sure to hit the subscribe button and comment, and hit the notification bell. So we love you guys, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.